I received these two interesting boxes all the way from Canada. Yes, the land of maple syrup, mousse, and polite ice hockey players. It's from a relatively smaller brand called 3D Keycap, and as the name suggests, based on their site, they create custom 3D printed keycaps for mechanical keyboards. But this is not just a keycap set. This is actually something rather special, which I don't think a lot of people have seen. These are called tilters. And again, as the name suggests, they sit on top of your switches and tilt the keycaps in a specific angle to make them easier to reach or easier to type. And that leads to a claim that they can pretty much make any mechanical keyboard into an ergonomic form. But is that really true? Well, I tried them out for a few days and here are my thoughts. They sent me two sets of tilters, one up to 25 degrees and the other 15 degrees. And they've also sent a few keycap samples that they make. Some of them have an extra grippy, gritty texture, kind of feels like a stone. Others are translucent, have a pearlescent finish. So you can sort of pick whichever you wish if you're interested in their keycaps. But I'm here for their tilters, so let's get started. The set they have sent me is for Cherry MX profile switches, so it's not gonna work with any other type of keyboards. I mean, I have another ergonomic keyboard, but it doesn't use Cherry MX style, so I can't use the tilters on that. They do make a few other varieties, so be sure to check their site depending on which switch you use. But Cherry MX nowadays is really common. That form has been used by many switch companies because I think Cherry no longer has the exclusive patent on that design. So if you use Gateron, Optimu or any of those hundreds of varieties that have the same plus symbol on their switches, you're good to go. I mean, these are 3D printable, so I'm sure they can just print whichever switch format you want. To test these out, I chose one of my favorite ergonomic keyboards, the Knock-Free Lite. This thing was pretty special, it's I think one of the first, or if not the first, split wireless mechanical keyboard. Everything before this was like wired between the two halves. This was the first to do it wireless. I mean, now we have seen even crazier models, like remember that Keycrush Orca that I showed you? That was even nicer. But this is what I have right now with Cherry style switches, so let's get on with it. I did some trial and error combinations of these taller and shorter tilters to get the right elevation of keycaps, and I did finally end up with an orientation I liked. And yes, trying these out, definitely the elevation makes it easier to reach the topmost rows, but I didn't see a huge difference. I mean, yeah, it was marginally more comfortable, but the Knock-Free Lite, as I mentioned, is already a comfortable ergonomic keyboard. And it's also a smaller keyboard. It's not full form or anything. It's like 60 or 65%. So maybe that's not a good choice for this. Because you can already easily reach the top row anyway. So having a slight elevation there may not make a big difference. I thought of using it with a budget-friendly keyboard like the Creo Hive 65 to see if it elevates the experience. But then I remembered again, it's a super small 65% form factor. So let's go with a big boy. Let me go for my main keyboard, the Keyboom Phantom 81 Pro. I think it's like a 75% form factor. I don't have any full-size ones with Cherry switches, so let's go with this one. It's pretty tall, and I sort of did the same thing here. The first row, the function row, had the tallest tilter, and the next two rows had the shorter one. I kept the rest as it is, and I think I got a pretty good elevation there. And this Phantom keyboard that I have doesn't have any height adjustment on the back, so I thought this might help out more. And yes, it does, I guess. The thing is, I never had an issue with this keyboard before. I never felt like I can't reach some keys or something. And for reference, I have moderately sized 18 centimeter palms. So, I mean, again, I'm not fully sold. I get that it makes it easier to reach, especially for people with shorter palms. But maybe I'm not the right person to test this because I never felt like I have a keyboard that's way too big. And it takes a little bit of time to get used to how much you have to reach because I've been using this keyboard for almost 2 years. And sometimes I reach too much even though I've raised the keycap. So there's no need to reach that much. I can easily press it. So if you're wondering if they make a difference in terms of ease of pressing those keys, yes, they do. You can absolutely reach the keys in the top rows and press them much easier. If that by itself was the fundamental goal of this, then mission accomplished. Would I be using it? Again, I haven't had issues myself, so it's not necessary. I'm not complaining about it. I guess it's okay to have it on my keyboard, but I didn't see a day and night difference, at least for my use. But it's cool, isn't it? It's a purely mechanical, non-software based solution for an ergonomic form factor. So if at all you felt your keyboard is too flat or maybe too long for your fingers to reach and you're moving your palms a lot, maybe this will help. Now I will say this, I wish the durability of these was a little bit better because when I was installing this on my Knock-Free keyboard, I accidentally broke one of them. I was trying to remove the keycap with my fingers and maybe I twisted it in the wrong way and that thing just snapped. And now I get it. I mean, it's pretty tiny and it's difficult to make this with the right durability. Like, you can't make it too rigid or too flexible to avoid affecting the stock feel of the keyboard, right? You can't make this flexible. So I understand it's a little bit challenging, but maybe try a few other materials, see what works best. And another one of my feedback was that for larger keys, you have to put these on the stabilizers as well. Otherwise, the large key would just wobble. And I found that while it's okay on my keyboard, I mean, it's a pretty tight tolerance, so you never know. Depending on your keyboard's design, this might interrupt the stabilizer's movement. And I've been told that this is like an earlier unit, and the newer ones will have a small like lip here to prevent it from catching on to the stabilizer. I mean, I haven't seen it or tested it, but I think that's good. They said they've also worked on tolerances, which would have been another one of my feedback. Like, some of them are extremely tight on the keycaps, and the other ones are too loose. So tolerances could have used some work, which they said they have done. So, I mean, I see genuine passion here. Like, I see a team of people who are actually trying to do something cool with a rather simple concept, isn't it? This is fairly universal, works with almost every keyboard with the right type of switch, of course. So, I mean, I think this is a no-brainer. And just because I'm not jumping out of my chair in excitement doesn't mean this is a bad or mediocre product. It's actually pretty good. Like, I see genuine ideation and effort here. Like, even before I could point out these issues, they had sent me that message saying we are working on these things. So they've clearly put some work into this. They already know what can be improved. So there's very little I can tell them at this point other than keep going. Clearly, you have something that the community likes. Maybe I'm not an integral part of that community because the keyboards that I've had, they're all manageable sizes, and I've never had the issue with reachability. But then again, it's only been like a week since I've started using this. The differences are there, but since the keyboards that I use have buttery smooth super lightweight switches, pressing them wasn't an issue. Even if you like hit the corner, you'll easily press the switch. But hey, this could be one of those things where once you get used to it, you can never go back. You know what I mean? Like that ease of access on the top rows, yeah, that'll probably get me addicted. I think their Kickstarter campaign for this is coming out soon. Whatever information I get, I'll link it in the description. But yeah, I'm actually pretty intrigued to see what they do because I genuinely see an interested person doing something. And that's what I like to support. I like supporting smaller brands with genuine enthusiasm. These guys don't seem like they're just chasing another bag with a easy to make product. They seem to be making something seemingly simple but requires a lot of R&D and refinement. And I like that. I like the DIY passion whenever I see it. Again, 3D Keycap, a small brand that deserves your support. Check them out.